Hello and welcome back to the old realms, and we're actually going to be going into a little bit of a field battle here, which is actually really kind of rare now. I'm not entirely sure why the Empire is so, well, I wouldn't say passive, but they seem to have just completely disappeared. I can only assume that that is because their forces are just being eliminated, and that is all there is to it really, but let's go straight on in and see what we can do here. Now, bear in mind, I've actually spent a little bit of time off screen because I wanted to get a different unit composition for our army, and now I actually have, and I wonder whether they're on the field now. Are these the Blood Knights? I'm actually not entirely sure. I have a bunch of Blood Knights. That's the reveal, shall we say? That is the big deal here. But yeah, I do have a bunch of Blood Knights now. And I also hugely have a massive amount, actually, of the noble troop line from the vampires. So as you can see, we're making we're making a lot of cavalry right here as well. So that's obviously really useful. But yeah, so I have some Blood Knights, and I also have Blood Knight armor on as well. As you can see, I actually only found the gloves, the helmet, and I think the cape. And that was it, unfortunately, because I was actually looking for the chest piece, but I couldn't find it for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway. I also am very much appreciating the fact that some of you told me about the ability to change which spells you have prepared when you go into battle. I had no idea that this was actually the case. But yeah, if you go into your spell book and then you select which spells you want, then they will immediately be ready for you, and you don't have to use ones. Wow, I literally just almost got killed. Okay, let's just charge straight on in here. Yeah, anyway, the point is, you can actually decide which spells you take into battle. I previously said that that was not the case, so that was the reason why you should be a little bit careful about, you know, using stuff and, you know, things and so on and so forth. But yeah, no, you don't actually need to be careful at all. You can literally just do whatever you want to do. And is that a griffin? That is indeed a griffin right there. That looks very cool. All right, well, yeah, anyway, yeah, as I said, so you don't actually need to be careful with which spells you learn. But as I say before, you know, you can literally just decide on which spells you want to take into the battle without too many difficulties. So that's actually pretty awesome, and I like that a great deal. That is really nice to see, because I didn't know that that was the case. So yeah, that's actually very nice. Otherwise, we're just going to use Wind of Death once again here. Hopefully I'm not going to kill too many of my troops. There we go. Nice. And yeah, this is a... Well, this is a huge battle right here as well, because obviously, look at this. We actually have 500 troops on the field right now. The enemy only has 200, and that's obviously because I have increased my battle size. If you missed the previous episode, I did increase my battle size. Going to be raising the dead a whole bunch as well here as well. Maybe we can not say as well many times over in a row. That would be nice as well. There it is again. Yep, indeed. Yeah, you know how it is. You know how it is. Sometimes something just gets into your head, and then you just go, yes, I'm going to say that multiple times in a row. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? Yes. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh well, never mind. Ooh, am I going to die here? I hope not. I'm just going to spawn some skeletons ahead of me here, and then I'm going to use Wind of Death to hopefully deal massive damage. Yes, that is what we want. Oh, they're moving now. Oh no. Oh, that's kind of sad. Okay, well, I killed a huge amount of my own troops, which is obviously not what I anticipated, or not what I really wanted, but that's the thing. I kind of want some kills to get my spellcraft to its maximum level, because we're not there yet. It's actually taking us quite a great deal of time to get to that point, so it's a bit sad, but, you know, I can't really do much about it, can I? I just kind of have to wait and see what happens. Okay, Screaming Skull right here. Should be good. Soul Rain over there. And then we'll do Wind of Death in 5 seconds. Okay, come on now. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on. Yeah, there we go. Let it go. Okay, that was actually pretty nice. We got a pretty decent amount of kills, actually. Just going to continue summoning skeletons. and then we'll go back into mist form to regenerate our winds of magic, and then we will be prepared for, well, anything that befalls us here, because, I mean, you can see here the enemy literally only has 20 units remaining, and that's the reason why, in my opinion, and now this is going to be a recommendation, obviously, if your system can handle it, I would recommend increasing your battle size to as much as you can, because if you're playing as a vampire, like I am, then it is going to be extremely important for you to have the numbers advantage on the battlefield. That's the reason why in previous episodes we've had hard times. We've actually had some pretty difficult battles on our hands, and we've lost huge amounts of units, but that's just purely for the fact that we're not actually outnumbering the opponent by too much of an amount, and as a result we're kind of fighting on an even level, whereas if you have a huge amount of troops, it is a completely different effect, and not even a terrible amount of renown gain from that either. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. I gotta say one thing, I actually don't know, maybe someone out there knows, but from my perspective, what can I use influence for at this point? Is there anything that I can use it for? Because what I'm seeing right now is I'm basically seeing, hey, you know what? This is, well, it's kind of pointless, isn't it? It's kind of pointless because I'm literally like, well, I'm swimming in influence. I have 3,200. The only thing I could do, or conceivably do, is try to implement some policies, but that's it. That's not, it doesn't really do much for me. There's Bretonnian horse armor. I'm not actually going to use that, even though it does look cool. I'm actually just going to equip it on my horse so you can see what it looks like, and then you can, you know, have a look at it, because we haven't actually seen Bretonnia yet. But, you know, I'm obviously not going to use that because it is just not in keeping with our character. You know, it doesn't make sense, and this looks amazing. The zombie horse armor. Anyway, yeah, I will basically just be donating all of our loot now. Obviously, there's no reason why we wouldn't. It makes all the sense in the world for us to try and gain as much experience as possible. And as you can see, look at how many troops I just leveled up due to that 58,000 increase. That is insanity. So we can now actually get, look at this, we got our first grenade launcher guy. That's fantastic. We got some archers, blood dragons leveling up as well. We got some of the roaming undead. The roaming undead can go away. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of both of those, and then we'll just give the remaining troops to our forces here, because, well, they're obviously going to be using whatever I don't have space for or whatever, and we're just going to give those to there. And I don't think I even have enough space, to be honest, with these guys. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'm not entirely sure. We've got some Sylvanian levies here, but I think they do level up. Yeah, they do level up, so we don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so let's just put 40 in there. And wow, okay, I actually do not have enough space, but I will have to just, yeah, I guess I'll just give these guys over to him, and that is gonna have to be that. And then I'm just gonna have to get rid of some people, unfortunately. I mean, I could go over to the nearby castle, but I think they already have a huge amount, and it's only like 20 people, so it doesn't really make that much difference. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight on in to this town here, and I still don't think I have 300 in spellcraft, by the way, which is kind of sad. Yes, we are also taking other things as well. As you can see, they actually took a castle down there, and there's only, what, 3 fiefs remaining of this particular faction, so I think we'll be absolutely fine. Ooh, now this is an interesting siege map. Look at this. Okay, so it's kind of like on the dip of the environment. That's actually kind of interesting. Okay, well, whatever the case, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to fire off some spells straight off here. Not sure if that's going to do anything. Yeah, it does do a little bit. Not as much as I anticipated, or not as much as I would have wanted, at least. But we're just going to use Screaming Skull over in this direction, and then we're just going to go off our mount, use Mist Form, try to get up to... Yes! Ah, hello there. Perfect, perfect. Alright, so this is what we wanted. Unfortunately, I'm not in a good place right now. Let's just say that. I'm not in a good place. This is really going to be super, super bad for me if I'm unable to kill these. As you can see, they're absolutely supernaturally good at blocking, as they are always nowadays. And maybe I can... Okay, this is bad. I can't summon anyone. I can't summon anyone. Okay, Mist Form. Can I not? Oh, no, I can't use Mist Form right now. This is bad. Oh, dear. Okay, can I use Mist Form? Yes, yes, I can. There we go. Whew. That was enough time for me to do that. Okay, so I basically did what I wanted to, which was to stop the catapults. Oh, this guy is still firing. Oh, how annoying. Isn't he annoying? Okay, just going to get rid of him. There we go. Nice. Mist Form, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so they've been eliminated. I'm being shot. You see this with me being a Mist Form right here? That's crazy. I'm being shot like no one's business. Okay, so if I stand here and then just switch. Screaming Skull. There we go. They're all dead. Let's see if I can actually eliminate these guys as well. Can I actually do that? Yep, there we go. Nice. Okay. Now all we need to do is make sure that... why are they so... They are so persistent. Look at them. They are so incredibly persistent. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. They're all dead. Okay, now all I need to deal with is a bunch of people coming up here. And I can probably slightly easier deal with them, maybe. Look at how persistent they are. I'm actually really surprised that they have such a... I don't know, a huge persistence about this. I don't even know. But anyway, let's just do this. Nice. There we go. If I do need to go into Mist Form, I have it available now. Okay, I'm going to have to go into Mist Form right now. And then we're just going to go down here. And let me see, where do I want to go? Probably somewhere like this. And then we're just going to summon a bunch of troops. That's what we're going to do. Just summon massive amounts of troops right here. And I'm just going to wait, okay? We're just going to wait around a little bit. I would like to actually use... What? How did I get shot down here? Are you serious? Oh, wow, that's just like me, isn't it? Yeah, that's just like me. Okay, so let me just see if I can shoot this all the way over there. I don't think it's actually going to hit from this direction. Oh, it does. Okay, well, very little, as you can see. Very, very few amounts of people gotten hit from that, but, you know, can't do much about it. Okay, so I did get Mist Form back by doing that as well, which was actually not too bad. And once these guys are ready, I'm just going to summon... one more Raise the Dead, I think. Yeah, one more Raise the Dead, and then we should be able to go in there without too many issues. There we go. And we're just going to tell everyone to charge. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to go into Mist Form here. Regenerate my Winds of Magic a little bit. And I would also like to murder these guys. Yeah, they are such a pain. They are such a pain. Okay, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I want to do Soul Rain, actually. Soul Rain's pretty good over here. And then we're just going to go and do Screaming Skull. Just need to move back here. Hopefully these guys will continue to try and kill me. There we go. That was not as effective as I thought it would be, but... yeah, I can't really help that, can I? Okay, we should be fine here as long as I don't die from these fellows. And as you can see, still being persistent. Look at that, still being persistent. Okay, so can you actually move your things to the... yeah, there we go. Okay, so they finally actually got something going here, which is wonderful. And now what I should do is I should probably go this way. Let me see here. I have Wind of Death. Okay, fantastic. So let's just attack real fast. Do Wind of Death here. Clear out the battlements. And then I will go into Mist Form again. Actually, I am stuck now. Yeah, it's because I activated it too quickly. So that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yes, that is a bit of a problem. Oh well, never mind. Okay, let's do Soul Rain over on those guys. Don't get shot, don't get shot. There we go. We're fine. We're okay. I'm regenerating health somehow because I was in Mist Form, I suppose. Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, so let's use Screaming Skull, kill those guys down there if I can. And let's go back into Mist Form and go over the other side. As you can see, I can die very easily, actually, if I'm not careful, you know? I can die really, really fast, so that's something to be a bit aware of. Okay, so let's actually just go here. Oh, yeah, that's the damage. That's the damage that I'm looking for right there. Very nice indeed. Go for another Soul Rain as well, and then we're just gonna summon some people. Just gonna summon some more people right here. That is all we need to do. And we're going to eventually overwhelm the opponent, because that's generally what we are wanting to do right now. That is really what we want to do. And we will probably use this right about here. I understand I'm going to kill a bunch of my own troops, but I feel like that was worth it. I think I killed a huge amount. Let's summon some more of my undead. And then we have a Soul Rain available as well, but I don't think I really want to do that. Don't think I really need to do anything else, actually. I think I can probably just wait a little bit of time. And there we go. Another Grave Call as well. And there we have it. Okay, so I actually ended up getting 533 kills, which I think is pretty decent. Hopefully that's going to get me to 300 Spellcraft. I don't know whether it will, but I think it would be quite nice if I am able to get there. Because then, as I said before, we can actually get you know, some kind of dueling weapon potentially, because every single little bit of physical damage turns into magical damage. And if I have a dueling weapon that is super, super fast, and I'm talking about like a, I don't know, a scimitar, a short sword, something along those lines, then I'm going to be dealing massive damage. And I won't be able to get beaten in duels either then at that point, because I'll just have so much attack speed. It will just make a huge difference. Okay, so I'm just going to go into Mist Form until the end here, because I want to regenerate some of my Winds of Magic so that I have them for when we inevitably, well, move on. I'm actually not entirely sure. Wait, what's actually happening here? Are you stuck? Is someone actually stuck in here? Ah, there we go. Okay. Not entirely sure what happened there. Seems like there was one person still remaining or whatever. Anyway, we gained 268 renown. That is what I'm talking about. I would like even more than that if at all possible. And I actually wonder, do you think we could actually win a battle against thousands of units? Maybe we could, maybe we couldn't. But unfortunately, I've not actually had the opportunity to do that yet. So, a bit of a shame, but you know, hopefully when we go up against some other enemies and opponents, they may indeed prove to be quite difficult for us in the long run, but who knows. Personally, for me, I feel like playing as vampires, they might indeed be the... I'm not entirely sure. Let me know if you agree about this, but for me personally, I feel like they seem quite easy in regards to their difficulty level. And I'm not talking about playing as the vampire, because playing as the vampire is actually quite tricky in regards to, you know, getting your spell casting correct and having to micromanage your spell casting, your you know, shifting into mist form, using melee to get out of mist form when and if you need to, and so on and so forth. You know, just basically doing all these things. It's pretty high difficulty from that perspective. But what I'm talking about is, how do the other factions counter you? And I'm kind of just wondering how this is going to work if I play another series. You know, if I make another series, which I think I'm probably thinking about. You know, I mean, not soon, but you know, in the future. I'm just thinking about how am I going to play that, because if Britannia, for example, I actually don't know how Britannia is doing right now, by the way. They could be doing really, really badly because they're having like civil war or something like that going on. I actually don't know what's going on down there, but they seem pretty weak in regards to what kind of presence they have on the map. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean after this. I just want to put these guys in here. Wait a minute. Enslaved warriors. Just put a huge amount in there. There we go. All right, so that's all I wanted to do. Okay, so yeah, basically what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, this guy's got 100. I'm actually just gonna. It doesn't make any difference for me to do this. Actually, it doesn't give me anything right now for me to do this because I'm not gaining anything. I'm not gaining anything at all. So yeah. Anyway, so diplomacy. So obviously these guys, they only have 1 town and 1 castle. We've got 16 castles and 10 towns. I mean, far and away, the vampire counts are absolutely murdering every single thing in sight. And I think we're probably going to be able to pretty much achieve victory against every single other person. But obviously that's not a foregone conclusion, but it is seeming quite likely at the moment. Anyway, so Britannia. I can assume that Britannia are all these, the dukedoms, right? I assume that they are all the dukedoms. And So now this is the question. Look at their combat strength right now. Now, I can only assume their combat strength is like this because they have really high quality units and they just don't have the numbers. That is the only thing I can really think of, because obviously at the moment we do outnumber them greatly in terms of towns and in terms of castles, but if you were to take a look, for example, at, I don't know, Avaland, for example, they have 3 towns and 3 castles, but yet they have a total strength of 10,000, which is pretty enormous. Whereas if you look at someone like Aquitaine right here, you see that they have 2 towns and 2 castles and 3,400. So they have a third of Avaland's total combat strength. So it makes me wonder, what do they have? I'm going to assume that they are really, really good in regards to their actual gear and skills. I mean, you can see here that this Lord, for example, he has really, really good skills. As you can see, he's got 300 in basically every single combat skill, which definitely makes him a very tricky to deal with opponent if you're actually going to be dealing with him one-on-one or whatever. But yeah, and I mean, you can see here that his clan has a clan strength of 2,700 by itself, which I think is probably going to be the reason why there are not too many. They don't have a huge amount of combat strength, because each individual clan has massive strength. I think that is maybe it. I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to trying out Britannia, to be honest, because they seem really intriguing to me. I don't know how they're going to really be, but you can see here that some of their stats, for example, that's like the Questing Knight, for example, or the Grail Knight. You can see here that they actually have, yeah, they have pretty good armor. They have pretty good armor here. And these are the noble troops, and they have 270 in all skills. They've got jousting lances, and you know, just in general, they're going to be pretty fun to play with. But that's the thing. I just kind of wonder. I just kind of wonder how it would be to fight them. Maybe we should go over there and actually see what's going on, because I mean, after we've eliminated this particular faction, maybe we want to take a little trip. You know, take a little trip down there and see what's actually happening with them, because, well, they are, yeah, they're looking ripe for the picking, I suppose. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure about that, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe it would be quite fun to try. Because I don't really know, in general, as I've said before, I don't really know huge amounts about Warhammer most of the time. Any particular aspect, I do know a little bit, but nothing too dramatic. And, you know, I'm talking about 40k as well as fantasy, of course. And the only thing I know is that Britannia is obviously styled on France, and generally they have kind of like that sort of old medievally style of French knights and so on and so forth, and they look very cool. I'm just not entirely sure. Do they use do they have warrior priests, or is it only the Empire that have warrior priests? Because that's the question there. I think it is only the Empire that have warrior priests, if I'm correct in assuming that. But yeah, anyway, we've got another castle to go into here, so we should take a look. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm always just very, very curious about how the combat strength is going to work, because the combat strength as it is right now, we would be able to stomp them into the ground. But the question is it always going to be like that if we are at the very beginning of the game and I help Britannia? Because obviously if I'm helping Britannia, it's a completely different perspective then, because obviously I'm helping them instead of being their enemy. I'm actually not even their enemy right now, because I haven't done anything to them, which is quite funny. But yeah, okay, I hit an invisible wall. Did you see that? Yeah, I hit an invisible wall right there. Okay, so these guys actually want to do battle with me right now, which I'm not very pleased about. So I'm just going to summon a bunch of people. I'm going to put Soul Rain right here. This is hilarious. They're literally running into the Soul Rain, taking massive damage as a result of that too. And I think I'm just going to use Screaming Skull right now. Just going to go into Mist form here. And we're just going to get it on cooldown, because I think managing cooldowns is actually one of the premier things you can actually do as the vampires, because you really need to make sure that you have your spells available when and if you need them, and obviously using them when you have them active or available as soon as possible is actually really important, because you're kind of kind of required to use as many spells as you can during the entirety of the battle. I think that's actually going to be the main reason why you're going to kill anything. I mean, you can see here, look at how many I'm killing right now. I'm just killing a huge amount just because, you know, we were able to use my spell down there. But that's actually also a really, really cool thing about playing as a vampire. You can actually jump a massive, massive height, which is really going to make every bit of difference. Okay, so let me see here. I'm just going to summon some more skeletons down there. Going to summon a screaming skull over there as well. I killed some of my own troops, unfortunately, but hopefully that's not going to make too much of a difference. And we're just going to put Soul Rain round about here because that's where they have to turn around on the stairs, which is going to make them take even longer. And they're going to stay in my spell for as much time as they hopefully can. There we go. Kill that guy as well. Okay, so what else do we have available here? Oh, I don't have anything, unfortunately, because I don't have any Winds of Magic. So just going to have to go over here. Okay, what's actually going on here? Why are these guys not even coming over to the ladders? They're not even coming over to the ladders. This is very strange. Not sure why they're doing that. But I'm going to use Wind of Death round about here, I guess, when we come out. There we go. Boom. There we go. Something like this. Oh yeah, I definitely want to use my lance. Good idea. Good idea using my lance. Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, so let's just kill these. Yeah, I mean, we are literally losing units for free right now because our opponent is just not afraid, you know? They are literally just like, okay, yeah, we're just going to stand here with our archers and we're just going to randomly attack you over and over again. And that seems to be what they're attempting to do right now, which is obviously not very good for our longevity. Just going to jump down here, summon some more troops. Just going to tell my people to charge in. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest, but I guess I'm going to have to charge in for us to make something work, because as it stands, they don't seem to be wanting to do anything, surprisingly enough. I don't know why. But yes, there we go. Let's just do some damage here. Maybe I can open the gates or something like that. Oh, they're actually opening the gate. Okay, that's hilarious. They actually trapped some of their people in there. Very funnily enough. Okay, let's open that. And then we can just open this one as well. There we go. Alright, perfect. That is actually perfect. Let's just summon some more skeletons while I am here. There we go. We're securing the gate. We're securing the gate. It's basically just me, right? It's basically just me with my commandos here. That's pretty much what's going on. That is hilarious. But that's actually something that I wanted to just reiterate, because in a previous episode I said, yeah, that's basically the reason why we achieve victory. Because the vampire is able to do things. And by things, I mean carrying the whole siege. Because that's the thing, our units are really not very strong. And that's indeed how it is, as far as I can tell, because people have told me this. That's how it is in actual Warhammer Fantasy. The vampires are mostly known for being the most powerful units on the battlefield in regards to their own armies, where their own armies are pretty much just fodder for the most part. And the only thing that, well, the vampires are the ones that kill. They're the ones that actually do the most damage. And yeah, that's actually something that I wanted to just, you know, clarify, because a number of people are saying, yeah, this is so overpowered, you know, the spells are so overpowered and everything. And yeah, I think they're supposed to be, you know, they're supposed to be, because if they weren't, I would probably lose. That's what I'm saying, you know. If I wasn't able to use these spells and I wasn't able to, you know, be a vampire with my mist form and fly around everywhere and have a grand old time like that, I'd probably end up losing the entire fight, just because I'm not able to carry and I'm not able to have that significant power in my hands. In regards to, you know, for example, let's just say Empire. If you're playing Empire, and you have really good units as the Empire, as far as I'm aware. You have really, really good units, and they're going to be a lot easier to maintain in comparison to the skeletons. I mean, you've seen that firsthand in this series so far. You know, you've seen my skeletons are very fragile, and that's obviously on purpose. They are supposed to be fragile because, of course they are, you know. They're not supposed to be these insane units that survive battle after battle after battle. You're supposed to basically treat them as indeed they are supposed to be treated, which is fodder. You know, they are supposed to be treated as fodder. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, I thought that would just be a good thing to touch upon again because, as I say, you know, yeah, the spells are indeed overpowered, but they're supposed to be like that, you know? And that's actually something that I was talking about in a previous episode as well, where I said myself that I think it's too OP, but now I've actually reevaluated my own thoughts on that because I've gotten more information about how vampires are supposed to play like. And obviously, because of their asymmetry, which is something else that I really, really love, by the way, about the mod, is because I absolutely love asymmetry, because, you know, obviously, in this situation, you're consistently thinking, okay, well, I have a bunch of troops here, and I can throw these troops at the opponent, not literally, of course, but, you know, but I can just tell them to charge in, and then I can get a whole bunch, again, super easily, and I don't have to worry about them at all. Whereas if you're playing Empire, it's a very different experience. It's much more of a classic Bannerlord experience where you kind of have to make sure that you keep your troops alive so that they can level up, they can get to the highest ranks, and then you're going to be in a much better situation because you're going to think, oh yeah, look at that, I have these really, really high tier units, I can just go stompy stomp across the battlefield. But when you're playing as a vampire, it's completely different because you're kind of not as caring whether your troops die because you, yourself, are the most powerful unit. And you are the one that has to be, you know, good. You have to be the one that stays alive. And that's exactly the reason why in a previous episode as well, I literally retreated from a siege because I had to. There would be no way for us to win otherwise. And that's what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm very, very interested to see what it's like on the other side, because I have played the Warrior Priest before, I have played with the Empire before, but obviously that was in a much earlier version of the mod, so I'm going to be very interested to see how it is this time around. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.